So hello everyone, good morning. So welcome to today's class. Today we are going to be focusing on our pelvic floor muscles. So our pelvic floor muscles are a very important part of our core, and then they are one of the postural muscles. So they go from the pubic bone to the tailbone like a hammock, okay? And together with abdominals, they help to support the spine, okay? So they play an important role on keeping you stable and supporting those internal organs. So when you have a pelvic floor issue, most of the times it's because you have weakness or you have a muscle imbalance or an alignment issue on your pelvis. So this class has been designed to increase awareness on our pelvic floor muscles and to strengthen, stabilize, and soften the pelvic floor muscles, okay? So it's a great class for anyone who has any pelvic issues or to want to strengthen the area down there, or just if you want to prevent issues in the future. Okay, so we are gonna, before we start working on the pelvic floor, we're gonna take a few moments here to connect to our body. So you can sit on a cross-leg position, or you can sit on a chair, or just find a comfortable position. Okay, so here in the beginning, just be comfortable. Good. And when you find your position, you can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Relax your hands. And just tune into your breathing. Just breathe in slowly and deeply. Just feel yourself grounded. And notice how you feel in this moment. How do you feel right now? How do you feel into your body? And just use your breathing as a tool to be here in the present. Now we're going to place our hands here on our belly. So, and we're going to start breathing deeply, inhaling through the nose and sending the breath down to your abdomen, to your stomach, and down to your pelvic floor. And then as you breathe out, everything relaxes and contracts. So breathe in, sending the breath to your belly, your pelvic floor, down there. And breathe out, letting everything contract, your abdomen, your diaphragm. Breathe in and expand your belly. And breathe out as you contract. Just do it a few more times. Sending the breath to the belly, to the pelvic floor. And exhale as you let everything contract. Trying to keep our shoulders relaxed, our upper body relaxed, really sending the breath down to your belly and your pelvic floor. And then release. Okay, good. You can open your eyes here. And we're gonna take the arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to breathe in and reach long. And on the out breath, we're gonna twist the spine. So you place one hand on in the opposite leg, and you twist there. And we're gonna stay there as you breathe out. Try to twist a little bit more. Breathe in as you breathe out. You can use your shoulder to twist more. Again, on the in breath, sending the breath to the belly, to the pelvic floor. And as you breathe out, let everything contract and twist further. Breathe in, as you expand, and breathe out as you contract and twist. Okay, lovely. And we're gonna come back to center. Let our arms reach up again. Long, long, long reach. And then we're gonna go to the other side. So the breathing, sending the breath to the belly, to the pelvic floor, expanding. Breathe out as you twist farther round. One more time. Expand and breathe out as you contract and twist. Okay, and release. And take the arms back up to the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach long. Look up toward your hands. Good. Release. Now this time we're going to take one arm down. We're going to bend over one side. Good. And back to center and lift. Look up. And then bend to the other side. So one more time on each side. Reach. Look up. And bend into one side. Bend over. Good. And root. And bend over the other side. And root. And look up. And then release your arms down. Okay. So we're going to place the sole of your feet together now. Okay. So keeping them together. And just let your hips open. Keep your spine straight here. And we're going to start to connect to our pelvic floor here, just a little bit of engagement, okay? So you're going to take a deep breath in, sending the breath down to the pelvic floor, the belly. And as you breathe out, just draw up your pelvic floor muscles. Breathe in as you let everything expand. And breathe out as you draw up your pelvic floor. Breathe in. And breathe out. Drawing up and in. One more time. And just draw up and in your pelvic floor. And release again. Now we're gonna take the head down to the feet so we warm up our lower back. You can have your hands on your feet and you can have your arms down. Whatever works better for you. And then gently release. Good. Okay, we're gonna lie down on our backs now. Okay. Okay, so just lie down. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna find here our neutral pelvis, okay, neutral pelvis and spine, because our pelvic floor muscles are more efficient when they are in neutral, okay, when we have a neutral pelvis. So place the heels of your hands on your hip bones and make a diamond shape with your hands, okay? And you place it here on your pelvis. And we are going to imagine this compass on your pelvis, or you can imagine a clock. It works better for you. So we have north and south, and west and east, or you can have your 12, 6, 3, and 9, okay? And we're going to start taking the pelvis towards the north, okay, towards your thumbs, all the way towards the north, flattening the back, and then you're gonna tilt the pelvis, take the pelvis towards your south. So you find here an arch underneath your back, okay? And let's do that again. So tilting towards the north, flattening, and tilting towards the south, arching, okay? So north and south. That's great. Let's carry on, tilting one side to the other side. And now we're gonna try to find the middle point. So we're gonna do smaller tiltings, smaller, smaller, until you find the middle point, okay? Good. And now from here, we're gonna go west to east, or 3 to 9, okay? So we're gonna start taking the pelvis to one side and then to the other side, okay? Tilt into one side. You can press with the heel of your hands as you take one of the sides down. That's good. And then same as we did before, we're going to start to do a smaller tiltings. We're going to try to find the middle point. Okay? So this is our neutral pelvis and spine. In this position, your hands should lie completely flat. Okay? Good. And from here, you can keep your hands there if you want to feel your abdominals. We're going to start doing our pelvic floor exercises. Okay. So in a traditional Kegel exercise, they will ask you to squeeze and clench the pelvic floor. Okay. So we're gonna change the cue here. It's gonna be more lifting and drawing up and in the pelvic floor rather than squeezing or clenching. Okay. And we're gonna pay a lot of attention to the relaxation, okay? So let's with this shape that we have here on the hands, let's look at it, and let's imagine that this triangle are your pelvic floor muscles, okay? And if you draw a horizontal line there, okay, you have two triangles. So the triangle, the upper triangle and the lower, and one of them stops the flow of urine, and the other stops the stop gas. Okay, so having this in mind, we are going to try to lift up the pelvic floor from the middle. Okay, and try to isolate the two triangles. So place your hands back in the position. Keep these triangles there on your mind, okay? And on the out breath, try to draw up your pelvic floor right from the middle, trying to isolate these two triangles and draw up and in slightly, and then release. And as you release, you relax completely, okay? So on the out breath, you draw up and in, and on the in breath, you completely relax. So you don't have to push away, you just relax, you just let it relax, okay? So breathe out as you draw up and in, and breathe in as you let everything relax and soften. Okay, so you carry on there. And make sure you are not clenching your glutes or your inner thighs. Make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Make sure you are not tilting. your pelvis at all. So you're keeping your pelvis in a neutral position as you do these exercises internally. So nothing else moves. And bear in mind that the relaxation part is as much as important as the contraction. So we want to contract and then you want to relax. Both parts are as equally important. That's it. So now we are going to do the same, but we are going to hold the contraction, okay? So on the next out breath, you're going to draw the pelvic floor up and in, and hold the contraction there for a count of 10. And then let everything relax and soften. And we do that again. So on the out breath, draw up the pelvic floor, in, and hold it there for a count of 10. So when you do these contractions, you hold the contraction, we are working type 1 muscles on the pelvic floor, which are the muscles that help you to stabilize. And then let everything relax and soften. We're going to do it one more time. If you want to do these exercises, you can do them at home 3 to 5 times, holding, and then you can do them about 2 to 3 times a day. And then let everything relax and soften, okay? And now we are gonna do faster contractions, okay? So you are gonna do that as many times as you can on a count of 10, okay? Just fasting contractions, in and out, in and out. And this is gonna work at different type muscles on the pelvic floor, the type 2 muscles. And those muscles are the ones that help to stop the flow of urine, okay? If you have these issues. Okay, and then release, let everything relax. And we do that again 2 more times. So as many contractions as you can do in a count of 10 for 10 seconds. Internal contractions, remember. And then relax, and we're gonna do one more time. That's great. And then let everything relax. Okay, good. So from here, we're gonna start doing pelvis tilts, okay? So we're gonna take a deep breath in. And on the breathe out, we're gonna tilt the pelvis, so tilting the pelvis towards your north, okay? And we're gonna hold the position there for a count of 5. And then release. Okay, so on the out breath, tilting the pelvis towards your north, draw up and in your pelvic floor and hold the position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release. So on the out breath, you tilt, you draw up and in your pelvic floor, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We're gonna do it 2 more times, okay? So tilting, so you flatten the back on the mat, draw up the pelvic floor and in, and hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release, and we're gonna do it 1 more time. Check your shoulders, keep them relaxed, and then let it release. Find neutral, like as you can place your arms down by the sides now. So this time, on the out breath, you're gonna lift up and in your pelvic floor as you take your right leg up. And then you let everything relax and release. Okay? So on the out breath, lift up and in your pelvic floor and take your left leg up. And breathe in as you lower and let your muscles release, relax. So carry on the out breath, picking up your right leg, engaging the pelvic floor, breathe in as you relax. Breathe out as you engage and lift, and breathe in as you relax. And again. And breathe in as you relax. So you can carry on this way. If you want to work a bit harder there, you're gonna engage the pelvic floor and take both legs up at the same time. And then you take them down and relax. On the out breath, engaging and lifting both legs up. And breathe in to let everything relax. Breathe out, engage and lift. And breathe in as you let everything relax. Breathe out, engage and lift. And breathe in as you let it relax. So carry on your own pace. Try to keep your upper body relaxed. So really lifting the pelvic floor up and in. And make sure you let it relax completely. Breathe a few more times. That's good. And relax. Okay, well done. So we're gonna get our cushions or balls now. Let me move the camera a little bit. That's it. Okay, so get your cushions, your balls. You have there to squeeze. Okay. Good. And now we're going to place the ball in between the legs. Okay. Keeping your feet down on the floor. Make sure your spine is in a neutral position. Ribs flat. Shoulders relaxed. Again, so on the out breath, you're gonna just squeeze and draw up the pelvic floor and then release. Okay, so you squeeze and draw up your pelvic floor and then you release. And squeeze, drawing up your pelvic floor and release. That's it. Squeeze and release. Good. As you release, relax the pelvic floor muscles completely. Again, now we're gonna squeeze and we're gonna hold the squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release completely. Breathe out. Squeeze. Pelvic floor engages. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release completely. Breathe out. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release completely. Breathe out. Squeeze. Draw up your pelvic floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more time. Okay, now we're gonna do the same and we're gonna do a pelvis tilt. So we squeeze and as you draw up your pelvic floor, tilt the pelvis, lifting up from the pelvic floor and in, hold, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release back to neutral. So as you breathe out, squeeze and tilt, draw up the pelvic floor, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and release completely and find neutral. Okay, so exhale, squeeze and tilt. Keep your shoulders relaxed, upper body relaxed. 2, 1, and release. We do 2 more. Squeeze and tilt. Release, and last one. And then release. Okay, keep neutral. And this time on the out breath, we're gonna squeeze and we're gonna lift your legs up. And then you release them down completely, okay? So breathe out, squeeze the ball, lift both legs up, and breathe in as you let everything relax and soften. Breathe out, squeeze and lift, and breathe in as you let everything relax and soften. Breathe out, squeeze, pelvic floor engages, and relax and soften, okay? Carry on at your own pace. Notice your upper body. Two more times. And one more time. Okay, well done. So still with the ball in between the legs. This time we're gonna squeeze the ball and you hold it there and you try to get your feet toward the edges of the mat at the same time, okay? So we rotate here and we activate the muscles on the legs at the same time and then release. So on the out breath, squeeze, activate your pelvic floor and try to take your feet to the edges of the mat at the same time. Maybe turning your heels out slightly to try to get the feet out and then release completely. And breathe out, squeeze and trying to take the feet to the edges of the mat at the same time. And breathe in as you relax everything. And we do 2 more. So knees in, feet out, and relax. And one more time. Knees in, feet out, and then relax completely. Okay, well done. You can take the ball or cushion out. Good. And we're gonna do now, the exercise is gonna be for pelvic stabilization, okay? So this exercise is gonna help with any issues on the pelvic floor. They can also help with sacroiliac joint dysfunction, okay? So we're gonna have our feet flat on the floor. We're gonna do just a break, so curl up spine curls. So on the out breath, we're gonna tilt the pelvis, activate your pelvic floor, okay? Lift the pelvic floor up and in, and peel your vertebrae off the floor all the way up to the tips of the shoulder blades. And then we're gonna release down on the breath in, and the last thing to release is your pelvic floor. And relax it completely, okay? So on the out breath, we're gonna engage the pelvic floor and use it to lift your spine up. And on the breathe in, you're gonna release and relax the pelvic floor completely. So breathe out as you tilt and engage, lift from the pelvic floor, and breathe in as you relax, release. Good, and relax your pelvic floor completely. So remember, relaxation is as important as the contraction. Okay, 2 more times. Lift up from your pelvic floor. And then release everything down. Relax the pelvic floor. One more time. And breathe in as you relax everything. Okay, well done everyone. So we are gonna roll on one side. You can face me. Okay. So legs are gonna be together, feet together. Your head is gonna be resting down on your arm, or you can rest it on a cushion if it's more comfortable. And we're gonna do the oyster here. So on the out breath, we're gonna take the knee up to the ceiling, and then you take it down. So it's very important here that you keep your pelvis in neutral, okay? So your hip bones are gonna be stacked one on top of the other, perpendicular, vertical, throughout the exercise. So sometimes what tends to happen is that you tend to tilt back, okay? So please don't allow that to happen. Just go as far as you can go, keeping your pelvis in neutral, okay? And your hip bones in a perpendicular position. That's good. Lovely. And let's do one more time. Great. We're gonna roll on our back again. So feet are gonna be together here, and then we're gonna open both legs out and sole of the feet together. And we're gonna take a deep breath in, so do relax everything here. And as you breathe out, you're gonna get your legs together, activating your pelvic floor. So breathe in as you let everything open and relax. Breathe out as you contract. Breathe in as you let everything relax. Breathe out, legs together, pelvic floor active. Breathe in and breathe out. That's it, carry on. Squeezing the inner thighs together. And keeping your upper body nice and relaxed. And one more time. That's good. Okay. Now we're gonna roll on the other side to do the oyster or clamshell on the other side. Okay, so keeping alignment, neutral, hip vertical, okay, your hip bones vertical. On when you're ready, let's take your knee up towards the ceiling, and then you take it back. Okay, so allow the breathing to go with the movement, and focus on keeping your alignment. That's good. Let's do 2 more times. Lovely. Now we're gonna roll on our back again. Okay. So same as before, we're gonna let our hips open. Relax everything here. And this time on the out breath, we're gonna close the legs, and we're gonna, as you activate your pelvic floor, you're gonna leave your pelvis, just pelvis lift, okay? On one go, hinge movement, and then you release down. Again, open, close, squeeze, and lift. And release. Open, close, connecting your inner thighs, activating your pelvic floor, and lift your pelvis, and then release. So carry on your own pace. Open, close, lift. That's it. That's good. Do 2 more times. And this time we're gonna hold the pelvis up. And we're gonna do pulses here, pulses, okay? It's down and up, pulse in. And carry on there. That's good. Keeping the inner thighs together. Keep pulsing up and down. Good. Feeling the burning. Feet together. Feet together. Inner thighs together. That's it. Keep pulsing up and down. Oof. Well done. Great. And then release everything down and take your knees towards your chest. Well done. Rock. Okay, take your legs to your tabletop position. Let's do a little bit of openings here again. So close and open from this position. Open and close. Relax as you open your legs and breathe out as you engage your pelvic floor. That's good. Okay, lovely. Make your last one. And have your right knee on the chest. Stretch out your left leg. And just roll on your left hip, extending your right arm, looking towards your right hand. Release, stretch legs. And roll. And then to release. Make both legs on the chest. Let's do a little bit of rocking here just to mobilize the lower back so you can be down on the floor, okay? But you can roll up to sitting. That's good. I'll make it your last one. Lovely. Okay. So sole of the feet together. Let's stretch here. Our hips, our inner thighs. Flapping your legs. And again, take your head down and towards your feet. And then release. Okay. So on the sides, we're going to prepare for a side plank. Okay, so just face me. We're going to do a low side plank. So your elbow is going to be right below your shoulder. So you can have one leg cross in front of the other and just lift up from your pelvis, keeping everything on a straight line here. Okay, So straight line, activating your glutes, activating your pelvic floor, and you're gonna hold the position there. If this is hard for you, you can keep your knees bent, okay? Keep your knees bent and just lift up here, keeping the alignment, everything on a straight line, okay? And just hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release, okay? We're gonna lie down on the sides again. The bottom leg is gonna be slightly bent, okay? And the top leg is gonna be straight. Good, and you're gonna turn the foot out towards the ceiling. So your toes points the ceiling. You rotate your leg here internally, okay? And we're gonna start to lift the leg up and down. So your heel lifts up, heel up, toes down, okay? Just finding that rotation. That's it, covering up and down. 3 more. Okay, now we're gonna take the leg slightly back. Keeping the rotation, we're gonna draw circles. Circles. 4, 5, and we'll reverse the way of this circle. 5, 4. Small circles, they don't have to be big. Okay, small circles are fine. And 1. So from here, we're gonna take the leg forward. We're gonna tap the floor with a toe, and then we're gonna take it backwards, and we tap the floor again with the toe. Okay, so tap and tap, forwards and backwards. Tap and tap, tap and tap. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and release. Bend your legs, tap around your hips. Great. Good, and we're gonna use your hand to push yourself up, and we're gonna do the same on the other side. Okay, so go on the other side, starting with the plank. So legs straight or bent if you want to modify. Okay, and when you're ready, just leave your pelvis up, keeping everything on a straight line. Okay, activating, drawing up your pelvic floor, your glutes working. Stay there, keep holding. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, release 1. Okay, lovely. We're gonna lie all the way down. So bottom leg slightly bent, okay? Rotating your leg in, toes pointing the ceiling, and lift your leg up and then down. Up and up and up and good. And last one here. Good. Take your leg back. Draw circles. Do 5 circles on each direction. And reverse the way. Keep the rotation. Good. And now kick forwards, tap the floor with the toe, and kick backwards and tap the floor with it. Okay. Forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Good. And we do 4 more times. And then when you finish, release. Good. And tap around your hips. That's it. Well done, everyone. Use your hands to push yourself up, and we're gonna come up on your all fours position. Okay, so wrists below the shoulders and knees below the hips. We're gonna tuck our toes under. On the out breath, I'm gonna give you 2 options. So you're gonna draw up the pelvic floor and in, and then you relax completely on the breath in, and you just stay there, okay? Breathe out, just engage in your pelvic floor muscles. Make sure that you don't engage your glutes or you don't tilt the pelvis. Keep a neutral spine there, okay? So the movement is internal. And if you want to work harder, as you engage your pelvic floor, you're gonna lift your knees up, okay? And then you gently release. We're gonna do it a few times. And then on the next one, we're gonna hold it, okay? So you hold the contraction, you hold your knees off the floor if they are off the floor. Stay there and breathe. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release down, okay. Okay, so now from here, we're gonna take the knee out to the side and then you take it back, okay? With the same leg, out to the side and take it up. So I don't want you to tilt here the pelvis, okay? I don't want this to happen. I want you to keep your hip bones pointing the floor. It doesn't matter if you go too far up with the leg or not. I want you to keep the pelvis neutral and the alignment of your pelvis, okay? And then take your knee up. Don't have to be too far up, okay? Only as far as you can keep everything else still and quiet. Make it your last one. And we're gonna do the other side, okay? So you have wrist issues, maybe make a fist. Okay, so keeping the alignment, keeping the spine in neutral. As you take the knee up, activate your pelvic floor. One more time. And then sit on your heels. Take a little break. Then we're gonna lie down on our mat, on our front. Make a pillow with your hands, just rest your forehead on your hands. We're gonna bend the legs here. We're gonna do another exercise working in opposite directions, okay? So you're gonna squeeze your inner thighs, the feet together, legs together, and at the same time, you're trying to get to separate your feet, your legs and your feet, okay? So you work in opposite directions there. So you try to separate them, but don't let it happen. And then release. So on the out breath, activating your pelvic floor. Try to separate your legs, but don't let it happen. And then breathe in, everything relaxes. Pelvic floor relax. And again, 3 more times. And relax completely. 2 more times. One last one. And then gently release. Okay, drop your feet down. Hands below the shoulders again. Head up. Push yourself up. You're gonna do a cat-cow. Okay, so on the out breath, we're gonna tuck our tailbone under and round our spine. And breathe in as you arch and look up. And breathe out as you round. Breathe in as you arch. So breathe out, tilting, activating the pelvic floor. Breathe in as you let everything relax and drop. 2 more times. And last one. Okay, good. So from here, on the out breath, we're gonna activate our pelvic floor, draw up the pelvic floor, lifting up and in as you slide opposite arm and leg. So you can keep them in contact with the floor, or if it's okay for your balance, you're gonna lift them up and then you release. Breathe in, let everything relax. Breathe out as you activate and lift opposite arm and leg. And breathe in as you let everything relax. Breathe out. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out. And breathe in. And we're going to do a combination now. So we're going to tuck our toes under here. We're going to lift our hips off the floor. So we are on a downward dog position. We're going to do here a few liftings of the heels and dropping. So every time you lift your heels, you draw up the pelvic floor, and then you relax as you drop them down, okay? So draw up as you lift, and relax as you drop. That's lovely. Okay, this time as you relax, you're gonna drop the knees down, breathe in, and on the breath out, you're gonna extend opposite arm and leg. And then you release, okay? You come up, breathe out, activate your pelvic floor, heels up, breathe in, release, and drop the knees down. And we do the other arm and leg on the out breath. And release. Lift, heels up, engaging the pelvic floor, heels down, drop the knees down, breathe in, and breathe out, opposite arm and leg. And release. Good. And leave your heels up. Your hips up. Heels, drop, release, and on the out breath, opposite arm and leg. Okay? Good. Let's do one more time on each side. Up, lift, release, drop the knees, and the out breath, opposite arm and leg. Release there, hips up, breathe out, heels, pelvic floor engages, release, drop the knees, and breathe out, opposite arm and leg. Well done. And then release, good, sit on your heels, take a nice break here. Maybe take your arms by the side with your palms facing out. So to let everything relax. Okay. And then as you breathe out, just roll yourself up. Okay, lovely. So this is all for today. I hope you have enjoyed the class. Thank you very much for joining. Well done, everyone. Thank you.